What's going on, guys? Stu here, back with another video, and today we're playing the Stanley Parable. It's a pretty good game from what I've seen. I have not played it yet, so let's begin the game. Let's see what this is about. From what I've seen of it, it's a really good game. It's definitely not a new game by any means. Like, I don't know if the
This
second
is the
one's out
story
yet.
of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Right, so... Wait, what? Ooh, hold on. Haha! I've broken the rules. I am where no man has traveled before. I want to break the window. Can I break the window? What did I do?
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
I just wanted to break the
now
fucking
that you're
window.
here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Oh, Lord.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this
Why
gag
do people
yet?
always call me whenever I'm fucking recording? Am I sick of this gag? No, I'm not actually. How do I click no? I want no.
Ah,
No.
then in that case, we'll continue.
Let's go ahead. Let's continue.
Here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Okay. Fuck, I'm just gonna, let's Let's begin the game again. I just wanted to break the window, that's it. Like,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
guys,
Stanley
if you want to
decided
see
to
me
go to the
choose the
meeting
other
room.
option
Perhaps
from
he had
that,
simply missed a
leave a
memo.
comment on this video.
No matter how hard
I'll go
Stanley
check it
looked,
out. I'll
he
open up
couldn't
the
find a
computers.
trace of
I
his
think it's fun.
co-workers.
Oh, another computer. Man, who left all their computers on? That's crazy. What is this? Put received. Oh, okay. Was that supposed to be? Maybe that's it. Wait. Why is this one different? Okay. The roof ain't done in there yet, huh? Oh, that's weird. Can I go in there? Nope, that's locked. Oh, the doors are locked.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think. Oh, wow. Which one looks better? I like the door on
This
mine.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Let's see. Boom. Boom.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Oh, it is.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a
Yes.
few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
It truly
Stanley
is
simply stood
beautifully
here,
constructed.
drinking it all in.
Can I get a soda? Nope. No sodas allowed.
Yes, really. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the
Right,
first
let's
open
go.
door on his left.
Why is it already open? Oh, that way sounds interesting, but I like this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie if you are lying right now. Stop. That's good. That's a funny fucking sign. Where the fuck am I? What is this place? I thought it was an office, bruh. Penalty for misuse cargo lift 1,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do,
My fault.
Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
That was accidental, bro. I didn't even do that on purpose. Damn it. Okay, so
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
we gotta go through this
Stanley
again.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm curious if that other one's lit up still. Turn off. Oh, this one's off now. That's weird. Okay, so I think we're gonna listen to him this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
I know.
entered the door on his
I'll
left.
enter the fucking left. I'm already entered. That door's locked. Nope. Nope. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an
I
answer
don't even know what
there.
the day is, so there's a lot of meetings, but nobody's here. Oh, I thought I did that. Scared the shit out of me. This room.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I don't believe you. There's gotta be something in here, right? Like, why would the only door that
There was
opened have
nothing here.
Nothing in
No
here?
choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
What? Why would you let me open this door then, though? Like, every other door's shut.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
There gotta
As it
be,
is,
though.
he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet FA. Is there like... I feel like there's something in here that I should be grabbing.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
No, I'm trying to figure out
Please
why
offer
you
me some
telling
explanation
there's
here.
nothing in here.
I'm genuinely confused.
Okay, guys, like, there's gotta be something in here, though. That's the thing. There's gotta be something.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Right? What's this for? Why is there like a wire?
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go to talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite."
Why?
I hope your friends
Why the
find this
British
concerning.
accent, though, bruh? Why did he go British?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection.
What
That's
did
how
Stanley
stupid he
do to
is.
you, bro?
That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Oh my god, Stanley is a drug addict and he loves hookers. Oh lord.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now.
What's that? What is it?
You're dead.
Oh no.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Oh yeah,
well,
I
in
did.
a situation like this,
Okay guys, it turns out most y'all are not currently subscribed to me at the moment according to this analytic chart here. And I just want to let you guys know, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe to the channel, it really helps us out. And let's get back to the video.
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
See, he hasn't shut up, that's the
Anyone
thing.
who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
If he went
fallen
quiet,
prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Oh, okay. What if I just stand here?
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Oh, okay. I have too much fun with this broom, but I feel like there should be something in there that's like important. It's like the only door that opens. Why would it have nothing?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What if I go downstairs? Oh. Oh, that's creepy.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
Fuck.
I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
On to beef.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
What the
He
fuck?
wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll go back to my boring real-life job
What
pushing
the fuck?
buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining
What
so
the-
lucid?
Is
And
that-
then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Well,
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming
I mean,
about
he
a
got
voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply
Maybe he's
deceiving
schizophrenic.
himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice
Well, how's
speak
that just
these
floating,
words is quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself
no.
to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
oh fuck.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who
Why's
am
the screen
I?
turning around?
And everything went black.
Oh. Okay. Did he die?
This
Did he
is
have a
the
heart attack?
story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Oh, he is
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Well, they're on my
Everyone
controller.
knows what crazy people look
I
like.
dropped my controller.
And in
sit
that
on my
moment,
PC.
she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
That was
But
dumb.
then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for
I
that
literally
day.
bumped my desk
The
and
very
knocked it
important
right off
people
my damn
whose
PC.
impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
So that's the ending of this game, really? The end is never the end. Oh! Oh, it's a multi-ending game, isn't it? So guys, if you want to see more of this game, make sure to like the video, leave a comment down below, and I will make more videos up on this game. Until next time guys, peace out.